This is soya brand soy sauce. The third ingredient in this stuff is, of course, salt. And if you bear with me for just a moment, I'm going to take a few drops of this stuff and just place it on my ferro rod. I know this will seem like a very strange thing to do, but if you stick with me until the end of the video, I will make the connection. It's a very cool story, actually. A few years ago, I pulled my Ferrocerium brand ferro rod out of my fanny pack to discover it had been damaged. Large chunks of the rod were missing, and it looked to me like the metal in the rod reacted with something. But what? To find an answer, we posted a video asking YouTube what happened here. We received many suggestions ranging from the obvious to the ridiculous, but nothing definitive. The best suggestion was to conduct our own investigation, and that is exactly what we did. First, we narrowed down the possible suspects by testing some of our own ideas and ideas suggested by viewers. If you missed our video, you can go directly to the results of each test by clicking this video link. And the list includes SPF 45 sunscreen, insect repellent containing 95% DEET, methyl hydrate, white gas, firecracker residue, plain water, battery acid, strike anywhere match heads, and of course, salt water. Spoiler alert, everything on that list is perfectly safe for your ferro rod except salt water. After 2 weeks, the salt solution caused some surface damage in the form of pitting, but not the deep holes we were looking for. My attempt to end this mystery was posted a couple of months ago. Some of you will probably remember that, where I simply shrugged my shoulders and gave my final thoughts. The most popular comment underneath that video was this: "Final word and case closed don't really seem to describe the outcome of the testing. There's no way to know, and I am no longer worried, are closer." I guess we were all just a little disappointed that after all this time we still didn't have an answer. After posting my final thoughts, I received a bunch more comments with suggestions, including this one from Hoosier Archer's channel. "Why do you ignore my comments on electrolysis? The striker and the ferrocerium are different metals. It doesn't take a lot of salt to make electrolysis happen, just moisture, a small amount of salt or acid, the two metals touching, and time." Alright, I contacted Hoosier Archer to discuss how to design an experiment to test out his theory. His suggestion was to take the original fire steel and striker, wrap them in cotton, and soak them in salt water. Yes, the salt water will react with the rod, but by introducing the metal striker this time, we'll create a weak battery, accelerate the damage, and cause deep pitting in the rod. Up until now, I still had no real good idea how salt water could have come in contact with my ferro rod. Then I remembered that contact lens solution contains salt. I wear contacts, obviously not today, and sometimes keep a small bottle of lens wetting drops in the same pocket as my ferro rod. If the bottle leaked, it could create the same conditions that Hoosier Archer described. Now, I started this experiment 2 months ago, as discussed, with a piece of cotton ball soaked in Bausch & Lomb comfort drops. After the first week, you could see the rod had started to react. But we were expecting that. The really cool part came when we attached a voltmeter to the experiment. If the cotton is dry, nothing registered on the meter. If the cotton had been freshly moistened, you get electricity. The combination of the metal striker, the ferro rod, and the salt solution formed a weak battery, just as Hoosier Archer had predicted. I continued to soak the experiment every week for the first month. Then in the second month, I allowed the experiment to dry out. Then I pulled it apart to see what had happened to the rod. Okay, we'll start off with the hacksaw blade that I replaced the original striker with. Remember, that was just water. Yeah, and there's just a little bit of powder there. Nothing to write home about. Before I take this cotton off, just wanted to show you. Definitely a lot more damage is being done here than when it was just the salt solution and cotton. So let's pull this off on camera. Wow. Well, I think Hoosier Archer has solved our mystery. That is pitting, deep pitting, that I cannot scrape off. And in fact, exactly like the pitting that I originally found with these marks here, and here, and again right here at the end. What you are looking at is exactly the same type of damage that got this entire mystery going. I am completely satisfied we have solved the mystery. The only thing that still bothered me about this mystery is a video posted on Glockster42's channel suggesting that Strike Anywhere matches caused the almost complete destruction of his ferro rod in less than 2 months. So I took a chance and I sent him a private message and I asked him to think back. Was there anything else in that ATV carrier that might have contained salt? I was very pleased to see his reply. The only thing in the quad box was the fire steel and a broken up box of Bluebird Strike Anywhere matches. There was only about a month in there as well. You know, there was a couple of pieces of moldy venison jerky in the box. The bag had ripped open. Salt in the soy sauce? Did the soy sauce do it? Let's take another look at the experiment we started at the beginning of this video. Okay, that's been sitting there while I've been chatting with you, about 7 minutes, and it's been foaming away like crazy. You can see the difference from before and now. So in just 7 minutes, that's the kind of activity we've seen. I'm sure that soy sauce could destroy a ferro rod in a couple of months. I thought the damage was caused by DEET. Glockster42 thought it was caused by match heads, and many viewers thought it was friction, sweat, or even a defective rod. But in the end, it was a little salt water and chemistry. I would like to thank all the viewers who responded to our first 2 videos with lots and lots of suggestions, and of course a special thank you to Hoosier Archer's channel and Glockster42's channel for their help in solving this mystery. And of course, I have to thank you, the viewer, the ones who have come to see this video and of course have the power to spread it around. Thank you for your support, and we'll see you next time.